Have you ever stopped to think what might be hiding in your dog's kiss or under the covers at night? If you're over 50, it might be time to rethink how close your pets get. Welcome to Life Hacks After 50. I'm Noel, your host, and I'm 60 years old. I believe that small, simple changes can have a big impact on how we look, feel, and age. Hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss a tip that could improve your sleep, your health, or even add years to your life. Let's get into this podcast and listen very closely.
Okay, so let's jump in. We all know that feeling, right? The absolute joy pets bring, that happy bark when you walk in, or, the cat purring on your lap. It makes life better.
Absolutely. And we generally understand pets are good for us, emotionally, physically even.
Yeah, but the material we looked at for this deep dive, it added another layer. It specifically talked about things to consider, especially for folks over 50.
Right, it wasn't questioning if pets are beneficial. It was more about understanding how things might shift a bit as our own health changes with age.
Exactly. The source digs into potential health considerations, but also, importantly, offers really practical solutions, things tailored for pet owners in, that chapter of life.
So the mission today is really to pull out the key insights from this material.
Yeah, so you have the info you need to, stay safe and keep enjoying your furry companions without extra worry. It's about being informed, not scared.
Precisely. And the starting point in the source material is acknowledging something pretty straightforward. As we get older, our immune systems might not be quite as robust as they once were.
Oh.
And that's key because it can make us slightly more susceptible to things pets might carry, common bacteria, maybe parasites, even fungi, things a younger person might just fight off easily.
Right, and that's where the source gets specific. It talks about potential issues from direct contact.
Yeah.
Like those enthusiastic dog kisses.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely, but bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
The material mentions specific types, like Pastorella, found in saliva, can cause infections from bites, scratches.
Or Capnocytophaga, another one.
Okay.
And it's not just saliva. The source also brought up things like Giardia, an internal parasite. That can be transferred if hygiene isn't quite on point,
Yeah, through contact.
Which then raises questions about, how close is too close? The source also touched on zoonotic diseases. Those are the ones that can pass from animals to humans.
Like ringworm.
Exactly, ringworm. That's a fungal thing. Or bacterial issues like salmonella. You often hear about it with reptiles. But other pets can carry it sometimes too.
And the point the source made was that while these might be minor for younger people, for older adults with that potentially changing immune system, these symptoms could be more significant.
It's a possibility to be aware of, yeah.
And it wasn't only about germs, right? The source looked at environmental stuff too. Pet dander, for instance.
Classic allergen.
Yeah, and it can really aggravate respiratory issues, which might be more of a concern for older adults, and something less obvious the source mentioned, sleep disruption.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, pet jumping on the bed, moving around.
Yeah.
It can mess with your sleep. And the source reminds us, sleep is vital for immune function, memory, everything. Getting that good sleep can be tougher as we age.
That makes sense. And finally, the source kind of circled back to direct contact again, highlighting the risk from even small scratches or bites.
Because our skin changes as we age, heals differently.
Exactly. So a minor scratch could potentially get infected more easily. And it stressed again that transferring bacteria, even just through licking to eyes, mouth, or little cuts, is a real pathway, they pointed out.
Okay, hearing all these potential risks might sound a bit concerning.
A little heavy, yeah.
But the really good part is the source material immediately pivots. It gives super practical, simple solutions. It's all about smart, preventative habits.
Absolutely. And not complicated things either. Like one key tip was setting clear boundaries.
Like keeping pets out of the bed.
Exactly. Out of the bed, off the pillows. It seriously cuts down on that prolonged close contact with allergens and bacteria you might breathe in or, ingest overnight.
Makes sense. And another one sounds basic, but the source really hammered it home. Diligent hand washing.
Can't stress it enough.
Wash your hands thoroughly after petting, after handling their food or toys, definitely after cleaning the litter box or yard, and always before you eat. It's just a huge barrier.
Such a simple thing, but so effective against transferring those bacteria or parasites we talked about.
The source also suggested using pet-specific wipes.
Yeah, for cleaning their paws, especially after they've been outside.
Okay, to stop tracking stuff in.
Right. Minimizes bringing dirt, bacteria, maybe parasite eggs from the outdoors into your living space.
Smart. And what about the pet's health itself?
Crucial point in the material. Regular vet checkups, keeping them current on deworming and fleetic prevention, good grooming. It's not just for their well-being.
It helps us too.
Directly, it reduces the amount of potential stuffed pathogens in your shared environment.
And finally, the source suggested just being a bit mindful about how we interact. Cuddles are great, obviously, but maybe avoiding direct face licking or sharing food from your plate. Just small adjustments to manage those saliva-related risks.
It's about finding that balance, finding ways to show affection safely.
So really, when you boil it all down, what's the main takeaway here for you?
Well, the core message from the source seems to be that, yes, there are some specific health things to be aware of with pets as you get older.
But knowing them isn't scary. It's empowering.
Exactly, because it lets us put simple, targeted solutions in place.
Right, those basic habits. Good hand hygiene, setting boundaries like the bed and face thing, using wipes, making sure your pet sees the vet regularly, gets groomed, dewormed.
Those are the key tools. They really help mitigate the risks we discussed, the bacteria, the parasites, allergies, even the sleep issues.
It really just boils down to being informed, making a few small, smart tweaks to your routine.
Which lets you keep getting all those huge emotional and physical benefits from your pets, which arguably become even more important as we navigate later life.
Totally agree.
So maybe that leaves us with a final thought for you to consider. We know this bond with our pets is incredibly powerful and good for both sides. How do we keep adapting our approach consciously to make sure that relationship stays not just loving, but also consistently safe and healthy as our own needs naturally change over time?
There you have it. I hope you enjoyed the info, maybe even cringed a little thinking about where your dog's mouth has actually been. If you learned something today, do me a solid, like and follow for more no-nonsense lifestyle tips for the 50 Plus Club. And hey, if you really enjoyed it, show your appreciation and buy me a cup of coffee. Come on, stop playing. You know, you just dropped $7 on some scented candle you didn't even need. I need your support. And honestly, it just feels good helping you live better. Until next time, stay healthy, stay informed, and maybe kiss your dog a little less.